Welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. My co-hosts will be joining me soon, but before they do, I want to talk to you about the rules that take place during the end game. Now, don't forget, the end game is when someone has beaten the boss, they've scooped up the summoning stone, that's when the end game begins, and I'm pretty sure that's going to happen during this video, and there's some rules that go along with that I wanted to explain to you. Before we get into that, though, I just want to give a quick little plug. I had a really good experience recently with an online retailer called The War Store. I was buying the kids a board game for Christmas. I'm not going to tell you which one it is in case they watch this video. But there was a promo figure that was supposed to come with the game, and the company sent me the wrong one. Innocent enough mistake, but the problem was that promo figure is really hard to find. Well, I tracked it down to thewarstore.com and was able to talk to the owner and work out a reasonable shipping amount because, again, I live in Canada, so getting things from the States can sometimes be a bit of a hassle. And they were really great to deal with. Now, I haven't gotten the product, but assuming I get the product, all I can tell you is their customer service is fantastic. And it's Christmas time, and it's a busy time of year. But they put it in the mail, it's already on its way to me, so I was really, really impressed with that. Anyway, let's get on with the rules. Well, one of the first big rules, once you get into the end game, is that death is permanent. So instead of just getting knocked over when your wounds total your life value, you're out of the game and you drop all of your stuff, which means someone can come along and scoop it all up really easily. So you really don't want to die during the end game. Another key rule is that if you're on a tile with another hero, because of the increased hostilities now that we're in the end game, you can't just leave that tile like you'd normally be able to. You have to do an evade check. You'll pass on a roll of 4 or more, but if you fail, your opponent does not get a free attack against you like a monster would if you failed an evade against a monster. However, you don't get to move, so you sort of wasted that action. So you got to keep that in mind. If you want to leave a tile that a hero's on with you, then you have to do an evade check first. Now, if you happen to have the summoning stone, you get some pretty good benefits, which is important because everyone wants to kill you. The one big benefit is that on your hero card, now your summoning ability, the one that's written in red, becomes active, and usually that's quite powerful, so that's useful. Plus you get a new free action. Now this free action does not count towards your 2 actions that you get normally during your turn, but you must take it at the beginning of your turn. And what it is it allows you to go into the encounter deck and you draw until you get to a monster. And as soon as you do, you can place that monster on any tile at all that does not already contain a monster. So of course, you could dump it right on top of a tile that has a hero on it. Now, if you put it on a tile with a hero, that monster doesn't get its usual free attack. It's just there, so now that hero has to either fight it or try to evade it. And of course, you try to evade a monster and fail, you know what happens. It gets a free attack against you. So it's a way to sort of hamper the other heroes. The last rule related to the end game is that if you have the summoning stone at the end of every round, you take and keep the first player token as long as you have that summoning stone. And then all you have to do, like it's easy, is get yourself and the summoning stone back to the dungeon entrance tile alive and survive there until the end of your turn and you win the game, which I'm going to try to do right now. Let's get the kids and let's see what happens. So we're all here. Well, we're mostly all here. Andrea's barely here. She's sick, but she's sticking it out. She's a real trooper. We appreciate it. Hope you appreciate it too. And Andrea, it's your turn.
Okay, so for my turn, I'm going to move towards you, Dad, and I'm going to attack.
And who did you get this move from?
I got this move from PMG PSW.
Very good. Yeah, so for your first move, your first action, you're moving towards me. So you're coming backwards. I don't see why you want to do that.
I don't know why.
Come over here just to help me out, are you?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, great. What's your second action?
I'm going to attack you.
PMG PSW, I don't like you.
He put no offense.
That's true. He did say no offense. I am offended. Okay, so now you're going to attack me, which means you're going to be rolling 5 dice, and I'm going to be rolling 5 dice as well. So I'll roll my dice first.
Okay.
And don't forget, when you're fighting other heroes, rolls of 4 or more are potential hits.
Nice roll, Dad.
Actually, that was a terrible roll. 0 potential hits against Andrea there. Hopefully she's just going to roll the same thing I just did, and then we're
Probably
fine.
not.
Well, let's see.
You're almost dead.
So with that 1 hit, I now have 2 life left.
Nope, you have 1 life left because I'm using the poison dagger.
Right, so I am down, but not out. Okay, I have 1 life left. Your turn is over, thankfully. Luke, it's your turn. What are you going to do for your turn?
I'm
Yes, no surprise there. Luke is going to attack the boss, and you get to roll 7 dice as usual. So go ahead, shake him up. And don't forget, Ra allow hits on rolls of 5 or 6.
I'm going to use my shield
to
re-roll this one.
Okay, sure. Okay,
6 again.
so 2 potential hits. So we'll put those 2 potential hits up here, and then Luke, you can gather up those dice. I'll give you 2 more, because you're going to hit back with 7 dice, aren't you?
Yep.
And you want to see 5s and 6s as well. Now, if Luke gets lucky, he could knock out the boss monster here. Go ahead, Luke. So Lucky Luke strikes again. No surprise there. He rolled exactly what he needed, enough to block and kill the boss.
Good job, Luke. Hope you know who your friends are.
Yep, I know.
Me, right?
No.
Okay, so Luke has defeated the monster. He still has another action left. So you collect the boss monster card, you rally, which means you get to take 1 of your wounds off. The summoning stone is now in the boss lair area, ready to be picked up, but you have another action left. What do you want to do for your next action?
Level up.
You want to level up. Now, you can actually trade in. The boss monster counts as 2 encounter cards to level up. So you can trade in this 1 card and level up his character. Now, what would you like to pick to level up? Your brawn, your magic, or your skill?
Brawn.
Okay, no surprise there. And of course, he gets to look at 2 of his ability cards, pick one, and we'll show you which one he's decided to pick. So Luke has chosen Stone Melding, which seems like a useful ability for the end game. It's a special action, so it uses up 1 of his 2 actions on a turn, but once it's activated, whenever he would receive 1 wound or more from a single source, he can roll a die. And on a result of 4 or more, he ignores all the wound markers he'd receive.
So for my free action, I'm going to grab the Summoning Stone.
Okay, so now the end game has officially begun. And Luke's summoning ability has now been activated, and it is called Rebuke of the Father. No kidding, you're going to get some rebuke from me if you attack me. With this ability, when Luke makes his summon action, which is the special summoner ability, he can choose 1 hero and roll a die. And on rolls of 4 or more, they receive 1 wound marker. And here's the summoning stone. It can be used by any hero, of course. It doesn't take up any slots, and it's just pretty cool looking. Andrea, I think it's time we started talking about teaming up.
Maybe,
I think
yeah.
we're in trouble here. Well, it's the end of Luke's turn. It would come to me. I have the first player token, which means it's the end of the round, which means Luke gets the first player token, which means I lose my turn. Andrea, you lose your turn. It goes back to Luke. Luke, it's your turn again. Now, don't forget, at the beginning of your turn, you get that free summoning action. So that means we're going to get to draw through here until we find a monster. But he also has that Rebuke of the Father, which means you get to pick somebody and give them a wound.
Okay.
Who do you want to give a wound?
He could get knocked out if you put a wound there. No, he would die.
No! My own son! Now, thankfully, Luke has to roll a 4 or more first in order for me to receive this wound.
Yes!
Yes!
I have 4 wounds on me. 1 more wound will kill me. And because it's the end game, I am out of the game. I don't blame you for doing that, Luke. So that means all of my stuff, and I only have one thing, these ensorcelled goggles, they get dropped on the tile here. I'm out of the game. But Luke, you still get to draw until we find a monster in here. Let's see what we're going to find here. Oh, the Tundra Orc. The Tundra Orc has a special ability that allows it to add 1 attack die for every wound that's on its card.
Hey, I think it kind of looks like you.
Picking on me, even when I'm dead. Mean, mean children. All right, Luke, where do you want to put this encounter card?
On Andrea's card.
Okay, so
now.
that's on Andrea's tile. What do you want to do for your first action?
I'm going to level up.
Okay, so you're going to trade in 2 of your encounter cards, and then what do you want to level up? Your brawn?
I will level up my brawn.
Yes. Luke's brawn is leveling out of control. He now has 8 brawn, and he gets to pick another ability. Good luck, Andrea.
Thanks.
And Luke's chosen the Resolute ability, which means other heroes can only escape from him on a roll of 6 or more. It's a cool ability, but I don't think Andrew's going to get much of a chance to escape if he ever catches up with her anyway. So, Luke, you still have 1 action left.
I won't need to escape. He won't be alive anymore.
Oh, nasty. Okay.
Love you, Luke.
What are you going to do for your second action, Luke?
I'm going to move.
So Luke moves 1 space. Not my turn, because I'm out. So, Andrea, it's your turn.
So the first thing I'm going to do is level up. And I'm going to level up my skill.
Alright, and of course you get to draw 2 new ability cards. And we'll show you which one she picks. This is also a pretty good ability for the end game, because if someone attacking Andrea is not able to put any wound markers on her card, she gets to automatically place 1 wound marker on their card.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the Tundra Orc, and it's going to get to roll 4 dice, and it's going to hit on rolls of 4 or 5. 2 hits, it's okay. Okay, so the monster got 2 potential hits on me, and I'm going to get to roll with 6.
Alright, let's see how she does. And Andrea will hit on rolls of 5 or more.
Pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to block with one of the 5s, and then I'm going to let 3 go through. And I had the poison dagger, so it's actually going to be 4 getting through, which is going to kill the monster.
It is going to kill it. I'm telling you, as soon as this game is done, we're going to go to the casino. I'm going to teach you guys what goes on there. We're coming home rich. Alright, so Andrea, you get to rally as well.
I have nothing to rally.
Well, actually, no, because you got 2 hits. No, one hit against you.
Okay, yeah. Which I'll then take off.
Right.
And then also I'm going to use Blaze Step so I can move.
Right.
Move me 1 tile.
Alright, and there you go. So you don't want my goggles?
I'm okay.
Fine.
They look kind of dorky. I don't think it would look good on me.
They probably wouldn't. So that's the end of Andrea's turn. Now we go to Luke's turn.
So first I get to use my Rebuke of the Fodder against Andrea.
Okay, you got to roll that 4 or more.
Or not.
Yes!
Okay, you have to wait to spit off the cards from that. Luke, you do get to put 1 wound on Andrea. Very nice. And now you get to do your special summoning ability. You get to draw until we find a monster. Ah, the Humanocleus. Now this is an interesting creature because it doesn't roll attack dice, it just automatically hits you for 1 wound every time it attacks.
I'm going to place this monster on the tile next to Andrea. Then I'm going to move and attack her.
Okay, now I think the reason Luke didn't put the monster on the tile with Andrea is he didn't want to have to deal with that monster and her at the same time. Because if you spend an entire turn on a tile with a monster and don't attack it, that monster gets a free attack against you. And I'm suspicious that you'll be wanting to spend your entire turn attacking Andrea. Am I right? Andrea, you get to roll with how many dice?
6.
6 dice for you. And Luke, how many dice are you going to be attacking back with?
9!
9 dice.
Whatever.
Ridiculous. Here you go, Luke. Here's your 9
Yay.
dice. Andrea, you roll first, and let's see what you get.
4 or more is a hit. Oh, that was okay.
Okay, so 3 potential hits for Andrea, but now Luke gets to roll his 2 fistfuls of dice. Go ahead, Luke.
Oh my goodness!
Now, Luke only rolled 2 potential hits there.
But I forgot to use my shield.
Right. Luke forgot to use the shield. He gets to re-roll one of Andrea's dice. So go ahead, Luke. Let's re-roll one of those.
Oh. Yes!
So Andrea had 2 potential hits. Luke had 2 potential hits. You have to decide how you want to use them.
Okay, so I'm going to block both of Andrea's hits.
That's probably a smart move, Luke, because you only have 3 life left right now. So no damage gets through at all. That's the end of your turn, Luke. Now it's Andrea's turn.
Okay, so before I even start my turn, I'm going to use my new special ability. And since Luke didn't do any damage to me that turn, I'm going to put 1 on him.
That's right. That new special ability, Luke, you now have 5 wound markers on you. Now, Andrea, you can start your turn.
Okay, and for my next 2 actions, I'm just going to use my burn ability 2 times. Which puts 2 wounds on Luke.
And you know what that means, Luke?
I'm dead.
Yes, she's killed you, I'm afraid.
Good game.
And you know what that means? Now, I told you guys that one way you win the game is to get the summoning stone to the entrance. But the other way you win is to be the only surviving hero in the dungeon, which, Andrea, you now are, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You've won the game. How does it feel?
Feels great. It feels like I finally got my revenge for Small World.
That's right. Well, listen, guys, that's the end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching us play Dungeon Run. I hope you understand now how this game works and have a better sense of whether this would be a good game for you and your family or your gaming group. All right, we're going to take a couple of weeks break, but then we're going to come back with some more fun, some more games. I'm going to let these guys go. I'm just going to say a closing word with you, and then we'll wrap things up.
See ya.
I don't really have a lot more to say, to be honest. I lost the game, and that kind of stinks. No, it's about the experience, right? Right? Yeah, that's what I'm telling myself anyway. No, I really did enjoy this experience. I enjoyed playing it with my kids. I enjoyed playing it with you guys. It's really great that you contribute to these series by writing in your suggestions about what we should do for our moves. And just by sending in your positive comments, the things that you like about the show, even the things that you don't like. It helps us to improve as we go forward. I want to say a special thanks to our contributors, the executive producers who donate to our show. If you enjoy this series, if it helps you spend your gaming dollars more wisely and you'd like to help contribute to us financially, you can donate to watchitplayed@live.com. It literally helps us keep the lights on because during this filming we had a couple of bulbs blow and I had to order some more in. So thank you. You were keeping the lights on here. Also, I get some new ideas that I'm really excited about for this channel. And of course, as always, I want to get your guys' involvement and feedback. So I'll be talking to you about that really soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you guys go, have some fun, play some games. Thanks for watching.